You're listening to 101.7 FM, 06 FM, straight from your city, broadcasting live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Aura, a university professor of languages, and today's program is all about learning, teaching, and personal academic experiences. I'm very happy to introduce our guest to today's debate. With us is an English teacher who works in a private non-bilingual institution teaching English as a second language. Thanks for being here, Donald. And last but not least, we have a former student from the university where I currently work, Marlis. She will be sharing her perspective as a university student and reflecting on her educational experience. It's a pleasure to have you both here. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having
Thank
us.
you very much. Thank you very much, Laura. Thanks for inviting me. For me, it's a pleasure to be
Sure.
here.
It
Okay,
is a pleasure. Yeah.
okay. My name is Donald. I work as an English teacher in a private school here in Cartagena.
Great, great. And how are you today, guys?
Excellent,
So far,
always
so
excellent.
good.
You know something? I'm really a positive man. Always
Great.
excellent. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's good to know. What about you,
Excited to be
Marlis?
here. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for the invitation. It's such an important topic that we are going to bring here.
Okay, great. I hope so. So let's start this debate. I'd like to ask a general question about our topic, which is remember Gen AI in English classes. In other words, artificial intelligence, our best friend now in English classes. So artificial intelligence tools are becoming increasingly common in education, right? So, from your perspectives, what do you think about the use of this artificial intelligence in English classes? Who wants to begin?
Okay. From my perspective, as a teacher, I think GenAI is very important and it supports teaching and learning process. But it is also creates serious concern about academic integrity.
Oh,
There is an
yes.
author, there is an author, there is an author I like called Gian, who said
Mhm.
that AI should not replace the human interaction.
Absolutely, yes. I totally agree with you. And Marlis, just for the record, it is not two against one conversation, okay? It is not that. And I'm just saying because I'm a professor, Donald is a teacher, you're a student. No, it's all about your contributions. I would like to hear you. I would like to hear what you bring to the table today, okay? Just for the record.
Okay. Okay, thanks for clarifying.
Sure.
Okay, that's a valid concern
Mhm.
opinion. Personally, I use AA to understand my mistakes or get feedback, but not to replace my learning. Never.
Sure.
However, I agree that without clear rules, some students might misuse it. And on the other hand, it is realistic that students may become dependent on AA tools, weakening critical thinking, creativity, and problem solving skills. If AI thinks for students, so then students may stop thinking by themselves.
Ooh, yes.
That's
Yeah,
a great point. Yeah,
that's so true. And from
yeah.
an academic perspective, I think that the real issue is not the use of AI in English classes itself, but is how it is integrated into the curriculum. There is an author called Ileana Najaro, And she mentioned in 2023, 2 days, 2 years before, um, she mentioned that does recommends teacher to start small, playing like around with this technology first before we introduce them into the classroom, because sometimes these tools have strengths and weaknesses, and if we don't explore them before to present them to the students, well, we are going to have some trouble in the classroom. And sometimes we found professors or teachers improvising in a class, which is not good at all. Hmm?
Okay. Good
Yeah.
point, Professor. Good point. And just for asking, how
Mhm.
can I how can I know if a student is actually developing their English skill and not just relying on AI to the work?
Can I say something first?
Sure. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other day, I read a research article. It was about pros and cons about the use of AA.
Yeah.
And it was from Caution, I think. And that author highlights that artificial intelligence systems still require human expertise and oversight. And I think if I were a teacher, I ask students to explain how they arrive at an answer.
Mm.
Let me tell you a little story that happened. It was a
Sure.
real story. It happened
Okay.
one of my classes.
We love stories, Marley. So go ahead.
So the
Okay.
other day, the teacher asked to perform a task. He requires to do a paper, and the paper need to have like 10 tabs, 15 pages.
Mhm. Wow.
And the day that we need to hand in the activity, the teacher took us on guard, and he said that now we need to give him a oral presentation along with the written work. So it took it for surprise.
Wow. I, I mean, I would do the same thing. That's
Yeah.
actually awesome coming from a student. And don't misunderstand me. It's just because as educators, we need to pay attention to very specific details when we ask a student for a homework or a classwork. So we can ask students how they obtain the answer, for example, or explain with their own words, as you were mentioning. So basically, we have several reasons, and we have like different skills and how we can evaluate those skills. But in writing, for example, in the same examples that you were mentioning, we have several reasons to to do it in a different way. Like ask them how do you obtain this answer, or explain, or do a summary or an infographic after you give us a homework, for example. So AI is not the problem. you know it's like AI is not like um yeah, it's not a problem, but it is to look for ways to enhance collaborative work, peer feedback also in the classroom.
Yeah.
Hmm? So, do you think, this question is for all of you, do you think university and schools should ban artificial intelligence tools to protect academic integrity? What do you think, Donald?
Okay. Wow. That's an interesting question.
It is.
Yes, the other day I was reading an article. So there are two authors, Jen and Najaro. You mentioned before Najaro, that suggests that the main challenge is not AI itself, you
Mm,
know, but how it is integrated. Academic integrity can be better protected through clear rules,
Yes.
ethical training, and redesign assessment practices rather than through banning AI tools.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Agree. What do you
Well,
think, Marlies?
yeah, it was such a good question. And actually, I completely agree with the teacher. So I think that a complete ban would only push us to use AI secretly. We are going to do whatever it takes to get a good grade or to get our goal no matter what. So to do that, it won't solve any problem. The thing isn't actually about whether AI is good or bad. But if schools or universities are actually prepared and with all the technologies and tools to handle all the changes that AI offers. So a ban is just a temporary band-aid just for an updated assistant system.
Yeah. I mean,
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. You should be my student, Madeline.
For that.
well, I totally agree with you guys. I think we need more oral assessments in the classrooms and also in class activities. I love in class activities and those spontaneous speaking tasks. So that way AI can't replace real communication. So basically that's it. It is all about real communication in the classroom.
So
Yes.
you are suggesting a shift from product-based assessment to performance-based assessment?
Absolutely, yes. As Marlies mentioned before in his story, it's pretty much the same. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Mhm.
Uh, but don't you think that artificial intelligence can also support speaking practice, for example, through simulator conversation?
Yeah, it
Mhm.
can, but it should be supplementary. Human interaction is still essential in language learning.
Yes. Yeah. And also this highlight an important balance, like AI as support, but not as a substitution, for example. And well, thank you very much for your contributions so far. There is a final comment and a short question that I would like to add to this conversation and debate. And it is related to the strengths and weaknesses about artificial intelligence. We have talked about how students can become, in some way, dependent, right? Or some strengths like artificial intelligence provide instant feedback, but don't you think the lack of emotional and cultural understanding that human teachers provide is not in an artificial intelligence?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Sure.
Yeah,
Sure, right? So we could
yeah.
agree on some common conclusions, right?
In conclusion, I think we
Yeah.
agree that Gen AI should not replace teacher. That Gen AI can enhance learning if it's used ethically.
Yes.
Mhm. Also, students need training, not punishment. And that clear guidelines are necessary so students know how to use the artificial intelligence responsibly.
Great.
Great.
Well, I am very fascinated with your answers. Thank you again for being here. This was the last question for today. Don't forget that we are here on air every Tuesday at 4 o'clock. Thank you very much, Marlies and Donald, for being here one more time. Have a good day, everybody. Bye bye.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye
Thank you
bye.
very much.